Welcome, everyone. We are excited to have you here today for our Get Your Business Online with Google training. So, my name is Heidi Garvin, and I am with Grow Nebraska. We are a 501c3 nonprofit that is all about helping Nebraska businesses connect to the global marketplace. And one of the ways that we get to do that is by hosting trainings like these. So, today we are bringing in Paige Cahill, who is a national trainer with Google's Get Your Business Online. And we have worked with Paige for years. She is absolutely wonderful. But we would not be able to host trainings like these, to make these possible, without the help of some of our other partners. So our partners are so important. So today's training is also brought to you by SCORE, they're retired executives who are there to help you, to help mentor you with your business. Nebraska Business Development Center, so they are located across the state. They'll give you tons of business training. The Rural Enterprise Assistance Project, also wonderful partners, and I think we have some of their staff on the line with us today. And then the Nebraska Enterprise Fund, who they are amazing people if you're looking for funding for your business. So we are excited to have you all here today. Real quick, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy this training, if you enjoy trainings like these, we are going to be having another Google training in June. It's going to be on June 26th, also featuring Paige Cahill. And it is all about using video to tell your story. We do offer a free training on the third Thursday of every month that is open to the public. These Google trainings are a little bit extra, but on the third Thursday of every month, we do have a free training, and May's training is going to feature Ali Schwenke from Simple Strat. So she is going to talk about some little known marketing hacks that you can use to sell more and grow your business faster. So we're really excited about that. It is free and open to the public, and you can register for that on grownebraska.org. Just go to our training tab and it's right there. Same with Paige's next training that is on our training page as well. And now for our main event, Paige, I will let you take it away.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hey, thank you so much, Heidi. Thank you for everybody for being here as well. Today we're going to get ready to learn about how to measure some of your success online. So I am Paige Cahill. I am with Google. I'm a national trainer, so I get to fly around and help small businesses understand what Google, how Google wants you to succeed online by connecting you with some great tools and tips that you can use. And we're going to talk about not only globally being found, but locally as well. And we know how important it is to measure your success. As we always say, if you're not measuring your success, you're not marketing. So no matter what you're doing, we want you to see when you post something, whether it's on a social media channel, if you get no responses, maybe it's not a good time, or maybe it's not the right day, or maybe you can test and play a little bit differently and add a graphic or a video. So today we're going to talk about different tools that are free for you to use. Number one, you just want to make sure that you do have a Google account. And with that, it's just google.com/account. Many of you might have an account that's a personal account. You want to make sure that you have a Google account that's a business account. And so you can get access to all these free tools that we are talking about, plus more, like YouTube and productivity tools such as what we call Word. We have something called Docs, Google Docs. There's a Google Sheet, which is a spreadsheet. And then there's also Google Slides, which I'm using today. And so a lot of tools will come in with that free account. So please make sure that you get a free account for yourself. You can connect with me. I have been doing training and online marketing for 20 plus years. And you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Paige Cahill. So please do. And I'm here to help you get started. So let's go ahead and there we go. First, we already know that we have some great co-sponsors, and Grow Nebraska just had their Market Tech event. So if you want to see any other they have free mentoring training and also great events that you might want to attend, you can click on the upcoming training. I am going to give you the slide presentations. Also, we have a recording. And then we also want to give you a shout out to our co-sponsors too. This is not like a TED Talk. This is going to be more like, again, where if you need to come back to the slide presentation, you can click on any of these buttons and it will take you to their website. So if you want to learn more about Reap, you can give them a click and it takes you to their website. And they are having an and they're having also an event, online marketing event as well that I'll share with you at the end too. And then we have the link in NBDC, so check them out. Any of these are buttons that you can click on to go see their services, to get coaching, or to see what workshops or events they have. So we're going to give a shout out and big hugs to our sponsors. We're going to jump right in. Again, I'm Paige, so let's go ahead. You can ask questions if you want. There is a chat box as well. And you can also, there's little buttons that you can say under the more. If you look at your chat box, or you might see more, we can do a thumb up or a yes or no. There's little buttons too in your chat box that you can use on your screen. So the main purpose is, if you work really hard and you don't know what you're getting, then you're probably spending a lot of time like a gerbil on a wheel, or you're spending a lot of money too. So today, in the world of online or digital marketing, we want to make sure that you're tracking, and we are so concerned about, you got it, the audience, the customers. So we want to find out where we're putting all our time, content. Is our website working? Is our social media working? If so, what channel is leading people, driving them to our event or our website or our landing page or our blog or our e-commerce site? And then you might want to also, we got to talk about the website and apps. Today, more and more apps, everybody's got an app for that. Some people have the loyalty app for their business, or registration app. And we also have our website, and we want to make sure, how are people getting to our app or getting to our website? How long do they spend on it? Who's coming? So we'll learn a whole bunch of great information through the free tools that Google has. And we want to understand your audience. Today, it's not about your product, but it's about the audience and how they're thinking, how they're searching, what they want. We call them micro moments, that every time somebody wants something, we don't just go online these days, we live online. So guess what we do? We pull out our phone, of course, and we do a search to find out what's the local Italian restaurant nearby, or maybe where can I go get my dog groomed. So again, we want to understand our audience, what trends they're doing, what things or solutions they need, and what tools or devices they're using for those searches. So today, it's really mobile, as you know. It's your phone, and we've got to make sure that we're giving them a good user experience. So we want to spend your time, and we want to spend your money in the right places. So today we're going to cover how to measure success, what tools. We have several tools that can evaluate your website, as well as your business listing and ad campaigns. Now, as we go throughout, you can think of some of the things that I'm talking to you, as well as measuring things on your social media. Every social media channel also has what we call reporting, or you can also find out what the demographics is, what posts are getting hit more or engaged with more or shared more. So every tool that you use, make sure that you check out their insights or reporting or analytics, just to understand, are you posting at the right time, or what are you doing, what campaign is sending people to your website. So you can keep on doing the things that are working and tweak the things that are not working. And so we'll talk about the business listing too, and your ad campaigns as well. So like I said, we want to measure things that affect your online digital marketing footprint. We want to see how people are searching for your company or your business, how they're finding your products, who is visiting, what device they're visiting with, how much time do they spend, or maybe they didn't spend any time at all and they bounced off your website because maybe it wasn't such a user experience, friendly experience for them. They couldn't find the information they wanted, so they bounced off. Or big thing is, was it mobile responsive? If your website is not mobile responsive, Google does something called scores. It gives you edge ranking, or algorithms is what we say. So the Google bots are looking out to all the websites and folks to see if your website is mobile, not friendly, but mobile responsive. Does it respond to each and every device? If you do not have a mobile responsive website, you probably won't be shown by Google, because Google wants to show your company, but they also want you to be relevant, be able to help the customer, and it should be a great experience for them. So again, do take note that I want you to take a look at your website on all devices and see if your website conforms or responds to that device, whether it's a tablet, a phone, or a desktop. If it doesn't, remember there are plugins that you can add on to be a mobile responsive, whether it's WordPress or Wix or whatever you might have that you've created your website with. So we're going to take a look at some of the tools that can help us understand. The thing that I always say is get your marketing game on, and this is something that I say, I don't care if you're doing a direct mail piece, if you're doing radio, if you're doing social media, you should always have a goal. That's the G for game. You should always think about your audience and what kind of action you want them to take. It's about the customer. It's about their behavior. If they don't do, we call it, again, conversions. A conversion can be a sell, but a conversion can also be the action that you want them to take. So you want them to go to your website and buy. You want them to go to your website and donate. You want them to go to your website and download a white paper. These are all actions that we want them to do. And when they do that, we call that a conversion. So it's not just sales. It could be, again, any action we want the customer to do. Once we look at the audience in action, we say, okay, I sent an email and nobody opened it. Then we have to measure the success. If I have 0 opens, that means I need to do something differently. Maybe my subject line was not appealing. Maybe I'm sending to the wrong list. Maybe I bought a list and they don't know me, so they're not going to open it. So I could get a lot of spams. So everything you do, whether you're posting or doing print, you always want to measure and then evaluate what worked and what didn't. So you're always testing, and that's what's so great about you is as a small business or nonprofit, you're nimble enough that you can spin it around pretty fast to make those changes happen so you can succeed even faster. So we want to make sure that you are getting your marketing game on, that you have a goal every time you're doing an ad, or even when you're doing you got to think about what your customer's goal is too when they're searching for you too as well. So have a goal, know your audience, tell them what action you want them to take, and always measure and evaluate what's going on. So you don't spin your wheels or spend your time or money. We work smarter. So how to track and measure? We have several different kinds of tools that you can do. I like number 3. I always say ask. Ask your customers for feedback. People always ask me, where should I be on social, or what kind of keywords should I use? You know what? What a great time to ask your customers that come in a lot. Say, do you use email, or are you more on Facebook or Instagram? Again, you can do it verbally face-to-face, or you can also do a survey. So never forget the customer is who you're focused on, who you want to help and reward. So go ahead and ask. Even ask your friends. If you, for example, have them look at your website. That's the number 1 thing you can do, is to evaluate to see if they can look at it for 10 seconds and see if they can tell what you really do and what you want the customer to do. So again, ask your friends that don't know what you do to look at your website and see if they can tell you what you do. And again, ask them how would they search for your service or product. Again, we need to understand what the audience is looking for, what they want, solutions, and how we can be there when they're searching. The other thing is integrated tools. So integrated tools are things that not only do reporting and analytics, but they also serve as a digital marketing tool as well. For example, Google My Business Insights is reporting, and it shows us reporting about the listing called Google My Business. AdWords not only lets us pay for ads to be at the right place and at the right time to the right people or territory. So AdWords is paid ads, and so it does advertising, or we call it pay per click, because we pay per click. We don't pay for anything but when people click on our ad. So AdWords allows us to see our analytics and also allows us to do campaigns, paid advertising. And of course, email marketing has reports too. Its whole feature is to, of course, keep your contacts, help you get to the inbox. So again, deliverability rate, and then of course, make beautiful, mobile responsive emails that people can open, read, and enjoy. So again, all of these tools are called integrated because they have a purpose, they perform an action, or they give us a tool, and they also give us analytics. The number 2 is standalone tools. And these are things that you can hook onto something else, kind of like it has to host onto something. So Google Search Console, we're going to talk about that, and Google Analytics and Test My Site. These are all focused on how to evaluate the performance and monitor your performance of your website. But don't forget to ask your customers what they're thinking, what they like, or how they may search. And don't forget to look at your website on all devices to make sure it is responsive. Because again, Google wants to share a good quality user experience to all the folks that are searching for your product or services. And if you don't have a mobile responsive website, then you probably are going to be deducted and not be shown in organic. So we're trying to do everything possible for you to understand how to get yourself displayed on what we call the search engine result page, SERP. So that's the first page. So when somebody searches and they type in a search query or grooming dogs, I don't know, pet shop, or swimming, near a swimming pool. Again, Google will look at those places. They look at the people that, one, are relevant to the search, who has swimming pools that are nearby the person who's searching. And so we want to make sure that you are found. And one of the things that will hinder you is if your website's not mobile responsive. People will go, how do I get found on the first page? Or how can I optimize my website? Again, I have tons of great information here for you. I'm going to send this to you as well as the recording. And you can click on the SEO Webmaster Guide, SEO, Search Engine Optimization. SEO means help me get found, help me connect to customers. So it tells you all the things that Google is looking for to help you show up on Google Maps or search as well. So here's the 3 ways to evaluate your website. The first thing that's really important, I'm going to ask you right now, how long do you give, how long will you give a website before it loads? When do you give up? 10 seconds, 2 to 5 seconds. You're right, 3 seconds is all of our, most searchers will give only 3 seconds. And if your website does not load, then guess what? They move on to the competitors. They will not come back. It's kind of the same way too. Beware of email campaigns as well. If they're not mobile responsive, or your website's not mobile responsive, guess what? People will not squish and move it around until they can finally read it. So they will jump off. So the same thing. It's got to be mobile responsive, and the loading time should be 3 seconds, at least 3 seconds. So what we're going to do is talk to you about Test My Site and see if it meets this criteria. Loads fast and it's mobile responsive. If it doesn't, Google will give us some suggestions of what you can do to make your website more worthy, more effective, and more user-friendly. Number 2, Google Analytics is another one that we'll talk about, and it gives us so much information about whether it's a landing page, it could be your e-commerce site, or it could be your website. And then Google Search Console, we'll talk more about what can it do for you and when would you ever use it. So a search begins because someone has actually, I don't know why those are showing up. Oops. Anyway, so the main thing about a search, so when someone has a issue or they want to buy something or they want to learn, so we always say people pick up the phone to find out where they want to go, do, know, and buy. And so that's the first thing they do. Now, I know you know how to search, and this is a search query. People will put in a keyword. Now, that's very important because what Google is going to do is first find anybody that's relevant to that search. And the next thing it looks for is where that person is. So the location of the searcher. So first it looks at the relevancy. Does anybody's website have Stasia's Bakery? Well, that's a direct search, so hopefully yes. They'll find Stasia's Bakery. The other thing is maybe they're not doing a direct search, meaning they type in the company's information, but they're just doing a discovery search. So believe it or not, 50% of us are using our phones, mobiles, to find local businesses around us. And we usually visit, they say a day, but I would say in 5 or 10 minutes. So when you're hungry, you're probably looking for that Italian restaurant, boom. It looks for what Italian restaurant is closest to you after it's found the relevant search criteria. then where it's closest to you. And then the third is prominence. You may find out that if we were doing a discovery search on Italian restaurants, it may show the restaurant that is 10 minutes farther than the one that's 5 minutes. So again, the way it ranks determines not only on relevancy, location of the searcher, how close these businesses are to help them find what they need, and then the third is prominence. That could be that maybe that business is bigger, it's a public business, it has more traffic going to their website, possibly even reviews. Reviews are so important. So the more reviews you have, the more I'd say show power that you get. So again, Google wants to show not everybody, but those people that give a mobile again. Heidi, how can we get these 2 to 5 seconds for loading off? I don't have any idea, but I'm going to go on here. I'm going, how did that even come on there?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's beautiful, isn't it, though? Let me just try something. I think, no. Because I wasn't typing on the screen. Were you typing on the screen? No?
No.
Isn't that crazy? Okay, hold on. It looks like somebody put notes on there, so let me see if I can erase it. Okay, never mind. So here we go. So we're going to test your screen, test your URL. This is what you want to type in. The URL is testmysite.thinkwithgoogle.com. Again, you're going to get this information as well mailed to you, but you might give it a try. And what you'll do is you'll come up to a screen like this, test your mobile speed, and go ahead and give it a try. You'll type in your URL, and it will tell you how fast it loads. And it will tell you how many people you're probably losing. And it will also give you some tips of how fast it loads. Bear with me for a minute. I'm just going to take this away, and then I'm going to bring it back up. And it's still there. Okay.
It looks like it's on your screen, not just the presentation.
There we go. I erased it. There we go. How fun was that? Okay, you're still on the screen. Everybody's fine, right? Oh, but now I have the big eraser. We don't need that. All right. So far, you should probably be seeing, hopefully you got results on what your website, what it said your loading speed was. It gave you some examples of how many people you might be losing, and also if it was mobile responsive, and it will provide you suggestions. So just a free tool with a short little URL. Go ahead, you can laugh. For you to go ahead and put any of your URLs in there to see if it is mobile. This is the reason why we do the test, is because, again, it has to be user-friendly experience, and we want to show you, Google wants to show you in the organic search. So whatever we can do to help you get there, this is the #1 thing. Be mobile responsive, easy to read, bulleted points, and just remember, focused on mobile. So less is best. And you'll notice that 50% of us are searching on our mobiles for both to buy as well as to eat or whatever we need to solve. So you can kind of see this is a mobile responsive, easy to read, and this is more like a mobile friendly or not at all. So do check out your sites and make sure that they're load fast. And again, you can kind of see nearly half of all visitors will leave a mobile site if the page does not load. And that's right, within 3 seconds. Also, people are 5 times more likely to leave a mobile site if it isn't mobile responsive. And anything you can do to reduce the speed of your load time, such as if your graphics are too big, it's going to slow down the speed, how fast your website loads on people's phones or their desktop. So remember, you want to always save or optimize your graphics. When you take something with a phone, a picture can be almost 6 million megabytes, so that's very huge. You want to shrink it down to like 150 kilobytes, and things that you can do with that would be programs such as, I use PicMonkey, PIC Monkey, and that's a graphic design, it's just an image program that's free, where you can upload a logo or a picture that you've taken from your phone, and you can change the size, You can change the file format, where you can actually say, I want it to be a JPEG, a PNG. So JPEG is better on your website. Or you can also use Canva, canva.com, another free image graphic program that allows you to not only flip and change your pictures around or crop them, but you can change the size and the file format so you can optimize it to put it on your website. So your loading speeds will, again, increase, so it will go faster instead of slower. The bigger the graphics, the slower the websites load. Google Analytics. Oh, I hope most of you have been using this because it is amazing. And what it does is it actually shows how people found your site. So what did they type in to get there? So we call that the search, or we call it keywords, or sometimes keyword long tail keywords. So a keyword might just be grooming. Long tail might be best Italian restaurant in Overland Park, Kansas. That's long, very long, so that's a long tail keyword. But what Google Analytics also does is, you connect it to your website, or it could be to a landing page, or you can connect it to your e-commerce site. And what that allows you to do is it's going to track everything that's happening, how people are getting to your website, also how long they stay on your website, what page they might be going to, maybe the most popular page, which is great, and then you'll find out some pages don't even get touched. So what do we need to do? Maybe make it less cumbersome or tweak those pages to make them more valuable. It also shows you devices. Are they coming from your tablet or a desktop, or are they coming from a mobile or a phone? Also, it will show you not only how long they stay on, but what they've clicked. So you can find out what information seems to be more valuable. Maybe that will show you that they clicked on the video, and you're finding out that people are watching more video, and they tend to go more to those pages that have video. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to measure what your website, how it's attracting people, and what behaviors or what those customers are doing. So for example, if I have an e-commerce store and I connected my Google Analytics, and again, this is free, you just need a Google account, and then you'll just, anytime you're not for sure how to do something, I don't mean to say this, but ironically, you can just Google it, right? So how to get started with Google Analytics. And I usually look for Google Help because it has fabulous help. It's got step-by-step and links to click to take you to another screen if needed. So again, Google Analytics is free. It collects data on consumers who are going to a landing page, e-commerce site, or website. It tells you where they're coming from, territory, country, what language they're in, how long they stayed, what they clicked on, what device they have, and how they got there. And it will even show you if you have a cart, if you abandoned a cart too. So you can kind of figure out, whoa, everybody seems to be filling up their carts to buy goods, but then at this one point, I see a trend where everybody is jumping ship. They're just bouncing off my website. They're not purchasing the product. Maybe I'm asking too much information for them to complete the process because they're on mobile, so I need to maybe optimize my sales process. Or maybe tons of people are bouncing. And I had a customer that found this out too. Everybody that was on a mobile was bouncing, meaning that's not good. We want them to stay on our website. If they bounce, they either didn't find the information that was relevant to them, they couldn't find the information because it wasn't organized well, or it may not be mobile responsive and everybody's coming to your site with a mobile device. And that's what was happening to my customer. He did not have a mobile responsive website. So of course everybody was bouncing off because they didn't want to squish in size and move it around to find the product and buy products. So again, how do you get started? This is a button, learn how to get started with Google Analytics. And then up here is really where you can just go dive right into it, just google.com analytics, and you'll add in your URL or your website, and it will start tracking for you all the various things that the consumer does on your website. So the reason why we like Google Analytics is to kind of, for example, to find out what pages, what content, what search queries people are coming to. And it may even be, a lot of times we have customers that will say, my number one driving force that drive people to the website would be my email marketing. Because every time I send out an email, it will show on Google Analytics what channel the people are coming from. Was it from your Google AdWords? Was it from your, social media? Or was it from, again, your email campaign? So it helps you understand what's working and what's not, so you can spend more time on the good and get rid of the evil things that are sucking up most of your time. So look at it, figure out what's the best, and see what your behaviors of your customers are, so you can perfect that, keep them there longer, and convert them, whether it's, again, to donate, to download a white paper or a helpful tip page, or to sign up for your event. Again, I have a tool up here called Google Analytics Academy. This is just a step-by-step on how to get started and what you can learn from it. And then they also have something called an analytics demo, so you can kind of see somebody else's website and all the information that you can collect, data points, and what you could learn from their website experience. So here's one, acquisition. So Stasia's Bakery advertises online with Google AdWords and social media. So they want to find out, is it social media that's working, or is it my Google AdWords? Do I even need to be spending money on Google AdWords? Well, they see that, again, the Google Analytics will show you what channel best sends more customers to your website. So it's a great way to find out what channel you might want to spend more money in and more time in. And also, maybe it will show you what to perfect on that one that might be weak. So if it was Google AdWords and you're not getting any clicks, maybe your headline's not good, or your call to action is not powerful. Maybe you're not using the right keywords to find the right customers. So again, we can learn so much information from Google Analytics. That's called the acquisition. And then there's the behavior report, just to kind of see what people are clicking on. Is video more important than text? And again, is this page not bringing anybody here? Maybe we can alter it with more graphics or video, or maybe we don't even need that information. Less is best. And then, of course, we talked about when people are trying to buy from you. Again, mobile, we're still seeing that more people are buying on their desktop. We live online with our mobiles, but sometimes we just haven't gotten there to optimize that buying process. So if you have people buying, don't make them create an account. Let them buy via a guest, like a guest. The less that they have to fill out, the more conversions you'll get. And that's why Amazon has its single-click purchase, because it makes life so easy, and it makes them, of course, convert and sell more. So you can learn what they're doing online and why they don't buy. You'll see some trends coming on, and again, that's with Google Analytics. Okay, so we've learned how to test your URL to make sure it's mobile responsive, and also we use the test link to see if it was loading. And again, we only give you 3 seconds to load that website. So optimize your website as much as you can. Again, optimize those graphics. And then the last one we just talked about was the Google Analytics. It analyzes how the customer got there, what device, where they're at, and what they did on your website. So you can find out what content and what campaigns are driving more success or more traffic. Okay, tool number 3. It's called the Google Search Console. And the Google Search Console, what that does, you'll find it at google.com/webmasters. The tool used to be called Webmasters. We call it Google Search Console, a little friendlier. It also collects data, make sure that if there's any errors on our website, it will send you an email. So the only thing you have to do, again, if you're not for sure how to get there, you can go to google.com/webmasters. And you can also go Google how to use Google Search Console. So we're going to tell you what it actually does. Whoa, tons of stuff. This is not a TED Talk, is it? So one thing it does is it looks at the performance of your, again, website. It also lets you see what Google and how everyone else sees your website. So you want to go there and see how does it appear, because that might be your first impression. Is somebody searches for a product or service that you have, And if they see a website that is hard to read and all kinds of colors and, you know, not very inspiring for them to stay, they're going to bounce off. It also shows, again, as Search Console, shows what people typed in order to get to your website. So again, you've got 2 places to look for keywords, which will help you to find out when you do an ad or when you're building content or when you're writing text content on your website. You'll kind of know what to start sprinkling in, because the more relevant your content is on your website or on your digital footprint, the more customers you'll get. So you need to know how they're searching for your product, and that's one way is with the Google Analytics and our Google Search Console as well. The other thing that I just had a gentleman that was in my class, and he goes, I had a website, never got any performance off of it, never got any, nobody purchased or contacted me from it. Sometimes you need to use Google Search Console in order for Google, we call it go fetch it, so it needs to crawl it. So anytime you make big changes or you want to make sure that Google is crawling your website. And when you add new data, you want Google Search Console will tell it, you get to tell it what page or what content you want Google to fetch or search or look at, so it will make it available to everybody on the SERP, like SEO, for the search engine result page, so you get found on the search engines, and so you'll get found on Google Maps as well. So again, you do have to have, Google may not be seeing your changes, or you might want to remove information from your website, and that's with the Google search query. It also will give you errors if there's some errors that are showing up. It will also show you if you're being hacked. It helps you to see if your mobile site, if your site is performing well. And again, the biggest thing is make sure Google is crawling your website. So it will be seen, if it has crawled it, then it will be showing up in your, again, search queries as well as your Google Maps. So here's some things that you can do at google.com/webmasters. In the Google Search Console, you can see what they clicked on, how many times your website appeared when they did a search. You can even see what position it was in. So was it on the first page and it was the 5th organic business that was shown? And it will show you countries that are searching or coming to your website, and it will show you the devices that people are using to come to your website. So you can see clicks, impressions are we see, click-throughs are they physically clicked to go to your website, and position would be, are you the 3rd one in organic position-wise on what we call the search engine result page, which is the first page of our Google search. And so you can kind of see what activity you have going on, and you can change the dates too as well to see, I did a Google AdWord or I did a email, and you can kind of see, well, did that really help me with that campaign? Are those campaigns good? Do they drive people to my landing page, e-commerce site, or my website? So again, you're going to get the recording as well as this PowerPoint too. So you can click on any one of these buttons to take you where you need to go. To get to Google Search Console, again, you'll go to google.com/webmasters. So here's some, again, information. If you have a major update on your website, and you've changed quite a few, you added a lot of pages, you deleted a lot of pages. Again, you want to go into Google Search Console, and you want to tell it what pages for Google to go crawl, and they call it the search. Actually, it's called Google Fetch. The other one is maybe you want to be seen in other countries. So you can use Google Search Console to actually see what it looks like in the different areas. And you can actually block different countries out with Google Search Console too. So I had an e-commerce site, and they didn't want to have people from Japan buy because the shipping was too much. So on Google Search Console, you can actually tell Google not to show it to particular areas as well. Now, hopefully, I wish I could ask, let me just take a few minutes. Everybody okay so far? Now, this is the thing, not Not all of these will you use, and some of you may not even want to take a dive into it, but at least if you have someone doing your digital marketing for you, you can actually ask for reports, maybe weekly or monthly, so you can kind of see what you see outside the box of what you could change and make better. So you're not wasting your money or your time, and you're seeing what people, where they're coming from, what they're typing in, and how efficient your website is. So tool number 4, hopefully everyone has a Google My Business listing. When you type in grooming near me or pet store near me, you would get what we call the organic, and this is our organic search on the first page. And you'll notice that this one's, of course, an ad, so they're paying with Google AdWords to show up there. But Wolfgang, if I click on that, boom, it will show me actually a Google My Business where you can actually click on their website. You'll see pictures, you can go to directions. This is very important because it has hours. It also is a place where you can manage your reviews. And Google My Business is a place where you want to upload pictures. You can also post from there. And just remember, be consistent. Don't just forget about it. But the more you upload information or content here, the better your local search will be. So Google My Business, of course, is owned by Google, and we want you to be consistent. So Google gobbles on fresh content. So uploading pictures of your staff or products or behind the scenes or specials are always a great thing too. So what is Google My Business? Again, it helps you get found. Search engine optimization. So it helps you get found. It's great for SEO, especially local. So when people type in restaurant near me, it looks for the listings that are nearby, and it looks for the listings that will have in what we call, usually it's the description here. Hopefully you'll sprinkle in some keywords that people would like. For example, if I am a bakery that's gluten-free, that might be a great keyword that sets me apart from everybody else. So you can create this, and what it is kind of like a miniature website Google gives you. I'll show you how to get to it soon. And when people do look at it on the laptop or their computer or their mobile, it is mobile responsive as well. So Google My Business, if you haven't gotten one, make sure you go to gybo.com/business. It's for any business that you can do. We're going to talk about either you deliver services to your customers or products, or you can have a brick and mortar store. So if you're a business or a nonprofit that has an office, you can share the address if you want. Or if you're again, I'm a business or a nonprofit that maybe you go deliver goods or you don't have an office, we can still do that as well. And we'll show you what to check in order for Google not to show your address, but to show your Google My Business listing. So if you take a look here, this is a direct search, Stasia's Bakery. So it's looking for anything that had bakery or relevant to that search. And down below, you'll see an ad. This is a text ad, as you can see. And then below that is what we call organic. Now, these are beautiful ads. These are called shopping ads. This is something you can pay for. The person, Tim's Bakery, would not pay for this unless I click on it. So that's why we call the ads pay-per-click. So organic are things that we're doing to help us, Google, find us. The next thing, when people click, you'll see over here is your business listing, which is free. This is called the Google My Business listing. Upload pictures. You can also, you just fill out a form. We track how many people click on the website, how many people click on the direction button. You can manage your reviews here. And again, what did I say? Mobile responsive for websites, great. Be relevant to people, what they're searching for. So you want to sprinkle in some keywords within your content on your website. And then also you want to make sure that you increase your reviews. We almost need a class just on reviews to help you get started. Now this looks pretty, these are different things again on how you can optimize or use Google My Business listing. And again, Google My Business listing is free. You will go to gybo.com/business. You'll type in your business name. If it doesn't show up, you'll go ahead and say not showing up, and then you'll see the next screen will say, oh, your business doesn't have a free Google listing. So you'll hit get started. You'll type in your name, business name, and the address. Once you've done that, it will say, are you sure? I don't see any social page on this address. You'll come down here and say, I've correctly entered the name and address. And then you get to claim your Google My Business. Again, it costs nothing, best four-letter word ever, free. So you can type in the information here, which is pretty simple. And that's when we make that, that's when Google will make that cool listing for you. The two things that usually stop people a little bit is the category. You have to select from a Google has a list and you have to select from one of their categories. So you need to do that. You can't make up your own because it helps Google find you. And then this is the one that everybody asks about. I deliver goods and services to my customers at their location. So if I hit yes, I deliver goods and services, that would be me. I work out of my office, which is my home, and I don't want people to come, or I don't want my Google listing to show the address. So again, I would hit yes if I don't want my address to show. But then you're probably wondering, well, why do I have to type my address here if I say I deliver goods? We have to have your address so we can send you a postcard to verify that you are that person. You do have this business, so we don't just get a whole bunch of spam Google My Business listings. So again, you'll get a postcard within two weeks. And once you get the postcard, you'll jump back into your Google My Business listing and you'll add the code from the postcard. And that means you're verifying it, that Google said you get to have your Google My Business listing. You type in the code and then everybody in the world can see or search or find your Google My Business listing. So how do you get back to edit your Google My Business listing? Again, you want to have a business account with Google, and you can just go ahead and click these. This is where all your programs are. And when you click on the tiles or the dominoes, that's where your applications are. You'll go to the Google My Business icon. And that's where you can go back in to enter your code or add pictures, or you can change your hours or manage your reviews. The other way is go to business.google.com. That's another way. Or, I love this part, Google My Business is actually an app for Android or your Apple, so iOS. So I would suggest you get the Google My Business phone app so you can take pictures of your events or your products or your chef or of specials, and you can also actually sell products or do post sales, things that are happening in your business to get people to come or to call. Okay, that little tool, Google My Business Listing, does so much, and it's free, and it helps you get found because people are looking for you locally. And believe it or not, 1 out of 3 people, they might be looking for a certain company, but if they don't find, 1 out of 3 people will go to a new business because of what they found online. So you could be one of those new businesses that they didn't know existed, or a business that you've been there forever but nobody knew you were there. So go ahead and get your Google My Business listing for free. And this is what it does. There's something called insights. So Google My Business listing has reports, which we call insights, that are analytics, and it will show you how many times your Google My listing was searched for. So Google pulled it up in the discovery. It was pulled up 77%, so 925. It was total searches was 1.2 thousand, of course. But you'll see here, these colors don't really match. You have direct, that means people type in your business name, and discovery means they're just searching for a product, or like a pet store or dog grooming or fitness center. So it shows you where people, how many people have viewed or saw, and then also shows you where they viewed it. I find this quite interesting. When I do a search, I do it in the search, Google search. Many people today, when they're doing a local search, do it on Google Maps. I think that's pretty cool. And so they can see the distance and all. So here's where we actually say, how many times was your Google My Business listing previewed? And you can see the breakdown on days. So maybe there's more people that are going to come, on Mondays or Fridays. You might want to have more people working in your restaurant because you get more calls or you get more people traveling there. So it shows you the days. So listing on search, the blue means that they just Googled it, or they did a search query. This one means they were on Google Maps and they found you there. So most people are doing search, but there's so many people that I did not realize are doing searches on Google Maps. And they're even doing searches today on on images too. So people will search and change the Google search to images, or they may change it to videos. So people are using search in a different way. Now we're even using voice, right? 3 things you can learn and do. So with Google My Business listing, we can see what kind of behaviors or actions people are taking. So when they found it in a discovery search about your products, did they visit your website? That's green. Did they request directions? Did they call you? So we keep track of that to show you that this is free, but again, try to upload it with some different pictures or do some posting so Google knows you're still alive, you're still in business. But again, Google My Business listing is great for SEO and helping you connect with local people. And again, actions that they take, they can call from the call button. And again, this is great to see when you're getting more calls in case you need to hire more people, or maybe you want to, on the days that people aren't calling as much, maybe you could do a special. Or again, it's just kind of nice to see how people are finding you, what they're doing when they find your local listing, and see what you can do with that information to perfect it, to get them to go to your website or come to your location. Oh, please teach us how to get more reviews. I am working on that. We've got to, I had a lady that I actually met, Shelly, in Oklahoma, that's all she talks about is reviews. The other thing is, yes, local franchises. Paige, how about local franchisees? Their business name is claimed. Yeah, that, again, local franchises to do the Google My Business listing. We need to talk about the way the franchise is organized, their compliance, whether they'll let the franchisee, actually they should let them get exposure by the Google My Business listing. Even a realtor that's in an office, that person could have a Google My Business listing to stand out. They meet in the office, they have an office. So again, it just depends. Or a carpet cleaner, maybe they don't have an office, but they do service this area. So Google My Business listing can be for, yes, franchises as well. It just kind of depends on how it's set up and the franchisor, what they'll let them do. So Google Ads. This is another way how to evaluate your ad campaign. So once you start doing SEO and you're getting found with your Google My Business listing, and there's another thing you can talk about too is keyword research, which that's a whole nother thing, but it's just trying to find out how people are finding you. Well, what Google wants you to do is get found where you want to be found and target or market to the right people. So that's where we come in with the Google AdWords. And you'll notice that again, the shopping ads are paid ads. Any AdWords that you do, campaign, you do not pay unless somebody clicks on the ad. Okay? You don't have to have a website. You can actually have them, again, call you if you wanted to instead of going to a website. There is no contracts, no fees, no setup fees. You can start it, you set a budget, you can stop it anytime you want. And yes, we do have support and people that can help you as well. So we talked about the shopping ads are up here, the merchant ads. Those are paid. And then also we have, this is a text ad. That's why it's ad. So the person can either show up above or below the what we call the organic. And again, so that's a text ad. That's Google AdWords. So we'll talk a little bit about Google AdWords. It again is free. So all the tools I've talked about so far have been free. You can even go into Google AdWords, and what I would suggest is go look at the keyword planner. If you're not for sure how to use it, again, here I have this keyword planner help. So it's a free tool again, and you can type in what you think people are searching for. So if you are a heating and plumbing, or if you're, again, a hairstylist, or maybe you're selling tires, you know, what do people type? You can actually play a little game in the keyword planner. Google, you type in the word that you think, and Google will come back with other suggestions. But it will also show you suggestions on what's the largest trend, what's the largest keywords search, What are most people searching for? And again, why would you do this? One, it's great to use keywords in your ads. So when people are searching for a particular thing, you're not only telling Google when you want the ad to show up, but also you might want to put keywords within your text or content on your website. So again, especially on your headings, like we call it H1, you always want to do keywords. That's why you want to look in here too. So Google understands when it looks at each and every page, it can understand what you do, so it can serve you up to the right people. So the keyword planner is just a great way for you to see how people are searching, what they might be searching instead of what you think. Groomer, instead of groomer, it might be, dog bass. Who knows? So again, use keyword planner, and you have to go to Google AdWords, which is free, and you don't have to do any campaigns or any Google AdWords. You can just use the keyword planner. So there are two different kinds of ads. People that don't want to spend a lot of time, they just want to do the business name and a call to action and the particular sales or promotion they're going to have. Let Google do the rest. Then we can do what we call Google AdWords Express. Takes you about 15 minutes. Takes you very little time to set up, and then we manage it. We tell it. We try to get it exposed as much as possible. How much could you start with? $25 or $50, and you can make it stop after that too. So you don't go above or below, and you can kind of see all the great analytics that come with it to see, did I get any clicks? Did I get any impressions? The other one that gives you more options, it's a little more difficult to do, but it gives you more options, is Google AdWords. Google AdWords Express means fast. You just tell us what you want, call to action, and what the bid is. So when that keyword shows up, we'll see how much you get to pay. And again, you can stop it at any time, and you don't have to have a website. You could have people go to your website or actually call you, but it's a text ad. That's not a bad thing. And number two, Google AdWords is a little more complex. It gives you more options. You can do negative words. You can do all kinds of different ad campaigns. Plus, you're not just stuck with a text ad. You can have a variety of ads, meaning a banner ad or a video ad, a text ad, a shopping ad. So there's more options on what types of ads you have. And again, if you wanted to learn more, here's a little button down here. It's the Google AdWords Express versus, and I was going to do that, Google AdWords. Sorry about that. If you want to get started with Google AdWords Express, it's gybo.com. There you go. And it kind of walks you through, and believe it or not, you can have some support too. So pretty much you choose a category, you write the ad, which is like a sentence long, set a call to action and a budget, and we launch it, and we can stop it anytime you want, but you're going to get tons of analytics, and I'll show you what that is. And again, Google AdWords, the only difference is you can manage, it takes more time to manage, but you have more options as well. And you can also not only be on a Google search or Google Maps, but you can also be, I got one more minute, also be on partner websites, which means maybe you want to focus on, you want to connect with more males that like to fish. Well, you could be on, your ad could show up on a fishing blog, or maybe it's fitness and you want women that love to be fit, and it may show up on, again, a different person's website that's all about fitness. So we try to reach, again, Google will try to understand what your target market is or your customers are trying to reach, and we'll find what we call affiliates or display partner networks, which are blogs that we can put your information on. So I'm going to go kind of fast. This is 1 o'clock, but here I'm going to send this to you as well. So again, ads will show you tons of information, so you're not wasting your money, that you can tweak not only your ad, who you're getting and what you're getting, but also you can learn a lot about your website as well. So this will show you how many views it had, not clicks, and it shows you what devices and what sources. One came from a Google partner site, which means it might have been a blog about fitness because you're looking for people that are fit or runners or people that love to fish. Clicks, you get to see how many people click. And then we'll also talk about how many people actually, again, what we call converted too. So we got some clicks. So if your ad's not getting clicks, it must not be standing out. It must not be answering their or solving their solution. And then you can also do one that's called reporting. Google will actually give you a temporary number that will forward to your store number or your number. And before you pick up the phone, it will say, this is a call from Google ad, and that will be called a verified ad. So when somebody calls through, we call that verified. So again, they can count how many calls you actually got from that ad. And what's even best is you can connect both Google Analytics with your AdWord campaigns to find out even more data, to find out how you can perfect, make more money, and get more conversions. All right, we covered a lot of ground. I'm going to stay for questions. Sorry I didn't take them. We just have tons of information. The one thing I do want to tell you is we will be sending this presentation along with our sponsors' websites, and as well we have a share your story with video. So we're going to talk about why people today, small businesses or nonprofits, are using video to grow their reach, their revenues, and to get and keep more customers. So that's June 26th, and you'll see that. It's again on a Tuesday, and it's from 12 to 1. So be sure, we'll send out all this information. Be sure to register for that as well. Heidi, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Paige. That is amazing information. This is exactly what we needed. You know I have a few questions, but let's open it up. If anybody has a question that they want to ask you in chat, or do you want to, you can also raise your hand in the Zoom meeting, and Paige can unmute you. Or I believe you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, Andrea said, do you have to have a G Suite account to set up a business listing on Google? So to set up a Google My Business listing, you don't even have to have a website. In fact, there's a little miniature page that you could create a website within Google My Business listing. But do you have to have a G Suite? No, you just need a Google account. And so that's why I always say, make sure you have a business account so you kind of keep your personal away from your business. And yes, so you don't need a G Suite account to set up a Google My Business listing. Just remember, the G Suite allows us, it's like you can try it out for 14 days, but if you're looking at a G Suite account, it's a Google account. It gives you all the free tools that a regular account does, a free one, but you get more storage on what we call the drive. So you can store and share your documents, and you can get to your documents no matter if you're on the plane or not, because you can do offline or on. You can also collaborate with your productivity tools, but you also get support. So more space, and then you get phone support or chat support for all your productivity tools. So free support. And the other thing that's also very important, you can actually make your email professional. So it's not just page@gmail.com, but it could be page@grownebraska.org. So again, you don't want a Gmail account because that's really going to hurt your brand. Sometimes it won't even get through the inboxes because more and more people, the internet solution providers, don't take Gmail if they're doing large amounts of email. So again, get a professional email that says who you are personally, and at the end, what your business is at the end, not Gmail. Okay. Took 18 seconds for your website to load. It is a lot of information, so let us know. I mean, maybe we just do, okay, I think the number one thing is the Google My Business listing. I would start, for sure, get a Google account with your business. The next thing that I would do, check out the G Suite. And again, that's G for Google, Suite, S-U-I-T-E, and the thing that's so great about that is it's going to make you look professional because you're going to have a domain name at the end of your email. The other thing, what would I do? Step number two, I would do my Google My Business listing. no matter if you have a website or not, this is a great way for you to get found locally for people that may not even know that you exist. So make sure you get the Google My Business listing. If you've been around for a while, you know, and you think, wow, I think I'm doing pretty good, your eyes will, you'll see that Google Analytics would be a great thing for you to put on your website to see how people are finding you. So then that way you can do better campaigns. You can sprinkle in some keywords for your content so you can get found better organically. And if you decide to do paid ads, Google Analytics is going to help you not only by how people are getting there, but the behaviors and the type of customers you're getting, so you can target better. So again, those would be the 3 things I would do. Google account, look at G Suite, Google My Business, and then check out the Google Analytics. Okay. So many things to try. I know. It's so funny. We got to, oh, what do you do if you have a bad review? Yeah, so isn't it crazy that we trust a review more than we trust strangers more than we trust an advertisement. That's just what we do. So before we go buy something on Amazon, you know what you do? You look at the reviews. I don't know how you feel, but again, people are watching how you comment. So if they give you a good review, jump on there and say thank you so much. That took them time, and people are watching to see how you reward those folks. I mean, that's pretty cool that they actually signed in and did a wonderful job on giving you a review. Those that give you bad reviews, I understand it's hard. Some people, as my friend says, just aren't happy in their human skin. So they're going to make you unhappy no matter what. If you have someone like that, you just want to say thank you so much for, your feedback. Love to talk to you more about this. Send us an email or call us, or we want to make sure that we can fix it. Sometimes you can fix it right on the review. Just maybe they were asking about a warranty. Again, we are watching to see if you're listening, if you dare to care, and if you're there. So you need to reply one way or the other. And I know not everybody has positive comments, but you've probably seen it on hotels where the same person is just really complaining a lot. So that person is probably just not in a very good mood. But when we watch reviews, we're looking for your comments.
So Paige, one of the things that I recommend when people get a bad review is having them ask their friends, their family, their best customers to also leave reviews. Would you say that's effective or not?
It kind of pushes down the review, right? I mean, I guess if they're family, again, you want authentic and true. If they're your family members and they shop there, I mean, it never hurts, does it? We always say don't cheat, but again, that's good if they have, everybody's probably doing that. But I guess I wouldn't say that's the best fix, but I think we need to have a class just to show you how to capture the URL. So every time somebody has come to shop with you, to make that ask so it's easy for them to click and give you a review. I think people would do it if we asked more. But yeah, if you're getting a bad review, can you take it off? You can try to flag it with Google. There is a form Google has too. They will take it off if you say that it doesn't fit their guidelines. If it's not a customer, they may take it off. But if it's, again, there's criteria that you can say this was not a customer, or this is not a true story, or they took a picture of a watch that we don't even sell. Can you take that picture off our Google My Business listing? Again, there's always a place where you can flag a graphic or a review and see if Google will take it down if it doesn't meet their criteria. Yeah, so they can't remove pictures that customers add to Google Business Reviews. Then again, you want to flag that and tell them that that's not your product, that person was not your customer if they weren't, or just say, again, you need to flag it for Google to take a look at. And you might Google how to get my pictures, how to get customers' pictures off my Google My Business listing. But there is a way you can flag it. Not always do they respond. I'm just going to tell you that. So there's not one source or one phone number I can tell you to call. But one lady did it for 3 months, and the last month, this 4th month she did it, they did take it down. So I guess the squeaky wheel does get help. So let us know what we can do next time better. If you want to learn a particular thing that we haven't talked about, let us know. You know, if you want us to do like a little short class on Google Analytics, we can do that. But do join us on June 26th for Share Your Story with video. And we'll talk about why people do it and different tools and things that you can get ready to share with your customers. Again, big shout out to all our sponsors. We thank you so much. And Grow Nebraska, thank you too for having us here. You'll get the information sent to you. What is today? Tuesday, probably by Thursday, if not sooner.
Awesome. Well, thank you again so much, Paige. This was an awesome training.
Very good. Thank you, everybody. Again, Google wants you to grow your business online, and we're here to help you succeed. So looking forward to connecting with you soon. Okay, see you later, Gators.
Bye. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.